episode 2. I am Indica Solel. Today we have on the show Pancho, Rucker, and Melanie Marie. And we're going to be discussing the gender wars and how we really need each other. So stop the bullshit.
Real talk.
Word.
So, Melanie, I'm going to start with you. Tell me a little bit about you, what you do. Let's tell the people.
Sure. So, I'm a community organizer. I started off in Ferguson, 2014, when Michael Brown Jr. was murdered. I was catapulted into community organizing since then. I'm now the People's Response Organizer with Action St. Louis. We have been responding to the devastating tornado, May 16th, that ripped through North City. And we are responding in a major way, standing up as a community for the people. I've also done a lot of things. I worn a lot of hats, you know.
Yes.
I was a trailblazer and still am in the cannabis industry.
You're a Jane of all trades.
You know,
like
do that. Yeah. We helped clear around 60,000 cannabis convictions through the automatic legislation that was passed for legalization here. What else? Mother of two. You know, all the things. More will come out. More will come out as we talk.
I love it.
For sure.
And then Pancho, let's get the people familiar with what you do. I know you're in the community heavy as well.
I'm Pancho Rucker. I'm a Amazon best-selling author. Had 2 books featured on PBS. Cartoonist that was featured on PBS. I've been community oriented since 2009. In 2014, I coined the phrase team rehab, which meant like it takes a community to rehabilitate our area. And started like a clothing drive, and it was inspired by the Ferguson uprising because of the murder of Michael Brown Jr. And now I'm the president and CEO of the Pie Bangers Feed the Body Mission. We have a transitional house for men that we, help men try to get a leg up and get out on their own. We help them with getting Medicaid and food stamps and all other resources, try to get them jobs, so on and so forth. Wow, I'm a stroke survivor. I'm a father of a daughter. She's my boss, basically. Yeah. And, and all the things, like Mel said, it's just a lot of different stuff.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Man of power. I like that. I like that. So am I the only one that has been noticing that men and women are like at each other's necks? Like there's so many men bashing women and women bashing men, and it's just like we need each other.
Yeah.
Where do you guys think that roots from?
You go first, because I can go a long way with that.
I think this is a really layered discussion.
Word.
There's like so many factors at play. Yeah. I think being here, Pancho and I have a really good friendship, community relationship, and everything. And we're able to represent a different lens than what we might always see, like in our timelines.
Word.
And things like that. But I think a lot of it is really getting aside of the way from how we were designed to be, just as people. I'm designed to be a woman that has certain traits and characteristics and responsibilities, right? And the men have the same. And I think a lot of times we get away from that. Like people steer clear of gender roles and gender identities and all of these other things that weren't a factor 20 years ago, right? That weren't labeled as such. And so it's just a lot of factors, and we play into it as a society. If we're in social spaces, online, Facebook, Instagram,
a lot of
group chats, things like that, and people are influenced and talking a certain way, people are more prone to fall behind that groupthink mentality and play into it. So it's a lot of factors. Like that's one of them. I'm gonna let Pancho be a but that's one of them to me.
My thought process, honestly, is that if the Willie Lynch theory is real, it worked, and it worked well. The separation of the man-woman dynamic, especially in the Black community, stems all the way back to that. You get what I'm saying? All the way down to, especially in St. Louis, when we are ground zero for public housing with redlining and everything, Section 8, all of that, take the man out of the house. And it's not a man-woman thing, but it's a thing of you add that on top of the transgressions of men hurting women, women hurting men, and it's hurt people hurting people.
Yeah.
And now it's leading up to a thing of that everybody is so afraid to be vulnerable with each other, and everybody is scared. Nah, you ain't finna make me look stupid, or you ain't finna play in my face, or you ain't finna embarrass me.
Right.
Like just
Red
say you
flag.
scared then. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm one of them people that be like, you know, hey, this is a red flag, but I'm here to communicate with you what this is or what that isn't. But it really boils down to that, plus the microscope of the internet, where the minority is usually the loudest versus the majority. And then you got a lot of people that are sheep that just follow this same wave and what's marketed and all of that stuff. Yeah, man. It's just, it really falls all into that place versus genuine. I don't really think people like genuinely want to hate each other. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's what it is, but here we are.
And you actually hit on a piece of it too about like during the times with state assistance and like, you know, man couldn't be in the house and those things lead to the environmental factors of growing up and seeing certain relationships. So you growing up in the house, the daddy not there, he's intermittent in and out, or being present physically and not there emotionally, and those kind of things are how people grow up, and those things frame your relationships, and so that all plays a play into how we think now, and as adults operating in community spaces and at work and whatever with the opposite sex, like it's we at war. We at war with self and with each other. Yes, I see it. Yes, I feel it. Yes, it's very real.
I think to add on to that though, like people are kind of we were raised, especially in the Black community, not to talk to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like you a boy, you ain't supposed to do this, you ain't supposed to do that. And then now it's to a point of like, even with the women, they don't even know how to communicate appropriately and effectively without like I said, like the main thing is you hurt my feelings, or hey, I like you. You know what I'm saying? People don't even know how to do that without feeling afraid, or like it's just built up to that point. And I think that comes to a lot of the reason of why these gender wars are there. But I really think gender wars are marketed to be in that type of thing. But
it's in the music, it's in the music, it's in the movies, it's in everything that we see. We are overly exposed to
separation.
Fuck that nigga, fuck this. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need a man, I don't need, you know what I'm saying? Like that is constantly pumped into into society.
And then have you guys seen like say there's a bag of diapers, and there's the Caucasian family that has the mom, the dad, the baby, and then there's the pack that has the Black mom and the Black baby and no dad.
Willie Lynch theory. Now that's all a part of design marketing. Like all of it is design marketing. It's no different than you go down to the toy store and you're gonna see all of the white dolls. And then you got a smaller section of the ethnic groups. You know, like shout out to Target, I guess. I don't know if people like Target no more.
We are still boycotting Target.
RJ is canceled.
The DEI laws wasn't for us to begin with, but you know, but my point in saying that they had a diversity, like I shop online now, so whatever. Me too. They had a diversity side, a section where Walmart, as to that, they don't have none of that. Like you don't see, how many Black dolls do you see there? Like if you go to Walmart? Not many. You know what I'm saying? So it's a part of, I'm just saying it to say that it's all a part of a marketed design to keep us feeling inferior and humble.
Yeah. Well, see, my perspective, one of the things that I think plays a huge role is where you raised on love or survival. Like I was raised on love, and I often find that I date people who are raised on survival, and it's like, whoa, once like I get into it, it's like a huge difference, like super evident.
Are they?
That's a thing too.
Go.
Of like, but there's something about being self-aware, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like becoming an evolved woman and dating and you know, managing relationships of whether it's platonic or not. Like if we know that we have propensity to date someone that is not aligned, you know, or that is whatever, you know, then we should, you know, refrain, right? It's like an error to caution on being accountable. Because speaking of gender wars, we have to speak to what they say about us. They say that women have a problem with being accountable. Right? To where we go wrong or how we contribute to things going wrong. And so like, we have to be accountable for that because we chose. It don't do any service for me to get online and be like, oh yeah, he ain't shit. His dick little, his mushy. But you was with him for 2 years though. Like we was laying up with him, we was doing this. Like you tolerated so much. So it's like at what point do we become accountable for the situations that we are in? It's like, hey, I don't want this to be the outcome. So what can I do different?
I think that's to piggyback off of that, but I think that's for both sides. You get what I'm saying? Like, bro, you know what you was doing when you hopped up in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you knew what was up. Sis, you knew that he wasn't shit. So can we cuss her? I don't want to. Can we cuss?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, you knew he wasn't shit to begin with. You feel what I'm saying? Right, no. When we was putting your head through the mattress, you knew he wasn't shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, like the onus, you have to take a lot of onus on yourself. But I think that on both sides, we got to do a lot of forgiving and accountability and let's move the fuck forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because half the problem is we so far goddamn hurt that we don't even want to even touch that. You know what I'm saying? That area, that's a sensitive subject for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I also think though is that a lot of times, I guess gender roles have gotten to this place to where somehow the world says that we're as men, we're not allowed to feel or say this hurts or say I don't like that or I have boundaries. Then all of a sudden we become, are you sassy? I'm sassy for having boundaries. Like that's what we doing here. Yeah. Well, let me keep my sass ass away from you, toxic lady. I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's kind of like belittling the masculine. Like
and okay. That's another thing. I'm sorry. Before I go on this rant. That's another thing. The issue is this, right? What most of these women call as masculinity, it's not masculinity. It's hyperaggression, being super sensitive, and anger mixed up, and then that's all you've seen. So you equate that to masculinity. No, you're just a hard woman. Chill out. You're not masculine because here's the thing: men that's kind of like in their pocket, they look at that men that act like that and like, hey man, what the fuck wrong with him? He a fucking weirdo. Like, you know what I'm saying? He kind of like we say like, oh yeah, kind of on some bitch shit. Like, what is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Go get your emotions in check and you like calm all down. Because the dude that we really look up to is the cool customer. He ain't soft, but he ain't looking for nothing. He cool and, you know, can engage with everybody and just be on his own one too. He don't need all of that. But you ain't gonna cross him neither. Yeah. That's the masculinity that really should be there. Not this old extra rah-rah.
The balance of masculine and feminine.
Come on now.
It really just goes back to that thing on identity, like gender roles. Like I'm a woman, you're a man. There's a certain divinity that goes with that. There's a responsibility. And I don't know if everybody's a spiritual being, but I am. You know what I'm saying? And so like everything is by divine order. And I feel like as a people, we are out of divine order. And that's why it's this way. You know what I'm saying? There are certain things that we as women were created to be in the infrastructure of family and community. And the same thing for men. And we are out of alignment with it.
Yeah. I have a question for you then. What are gender roles, appropriate gender roles
then? That again is subjective. You know what I'm saying? Like my lens is always different.
I can dig
I'm really that. Like femininity is nurturing. There's certain characteristics that go with being feminine. Right. And it doesn't necessarily have to play into your sexuality, which now becomes another conversation with labels that I don't want to go into, right? On opinions on what that means, identification in that way.
I sell books. I can't do it. I can't do it. I ain't touching that with a I'm
cool on touching that part.
10-foot pole. Nope.
But yeah, like just your characteristics are what make you masculine or feminine. And being evolved in your emotions is what allows you to have the balance between the two. Because a man does need to be able to play into that vulnerable position. He does need to be able to show and express himself. And she does need to be able to create their safe place for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like accountability is not just a one-way street. It's not just me downing myself, well, I could have did this better, I could have did this better, I know I did this wrong. And then you're not able to say the same thing to the other person and hold them accountable, right? So it's a lot of layers to it. But when you talk about gender roles, for me, it's clear. Like, I mean, everybody don't have common sense, but it's clear. Like, you know, there's certain things that a woman should be. I mean, we can say them all or whatever. And some women embody them all and some don't. You know,
I like how you answer this question.
To piggyback off of that a little bit, I totally agree with you. I feel like women we take care of the spiritual world, and then the men, like, they take care of the family and the physical world, and
we are the multipliers.
Yeah,
we are whatever you provide to us. We multiply that. Whether you give us sperm, we multiply that to a baby. You know, you give us the check. We multiply that into investments, into stocks, into paying the bills, into making sure that those things work. You know what I'm saying? So like, we're a little bit more on the emotional side with things, and that's a responsibility that both have to understand each other. Men should know that women are more emotionally wired. That's how we were created. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't give us the right to be emotionally, off balance or abusive or all of those other things. You know what I'm saying? But you should show grace to the fact that you are involved with a woman. You want something hard or emotionless or whatever, like maybe you should date men. Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe you should do that.
I mean, you can at least go get a stud. Like, God damn.
Okay, cool. But still, that's a masculine woman. So then you might want to explore if you want a man.
But I feel like so many women are pushed into that masculine role because men are abandoning the homes. They're creating broken homes. Yes, we're accountable for that, for being with that person. That's a whole nother can of worms.
But that statistic I cannot agree with. I speak on this a lot, right? So in some of my community work that I've done, advocating for fathers has been a big part. And so like in 2019, I did this program called Court Watch STL, where we took community members to go inside the courtrooms and collect data around issues that were plaguing Black men, such as GPS monitoring devices, cannabis offenses, child support. Those were three of the major ones. And so what I see really is the disparity between the statistics and what we continue to reiterate over and over and over around Black men and their role as fathers in the home. And I speak and advocate for them that they are present. That the statistics that we are talking about from the 90s are very long gone. I know a lot more men who are very active fathers, a lot of men who have full custody of their children, whether it be a son or a daughter. And I know a lot of women who, this is another thing that we don't talk about, is women who are fucking these kids up. Okay? Yeah. It's a lot of women that's out here fucking these kids up. It's a lot of women out here that are playing and using these children as pawns because the relationship didn't work out. And now you're tainting this child over this man's head, and now he got child support and he got this and the other. And all he's trying to do is be a dad. Yeah. Very recently, as of yesterday, there was a young man that killed himself after being antagonized back and forth between his kid's mom for many months, really, but it really got bad over the past week. And he made a post and was just like, I'm sorry, I can't do this, like, to his kids. And he killed himself behind that, and there we go again with the gender war. So now it's turned, it's on her, and she's the villain and all of that. And it's just rare to see society holding women accountable to where we fuck up at, because we do. It's a lot of women that's fucking these kids up. Absolutely. So I'll say that I know a lot of men, and kudos to the fellas that are stepping up and showing a different light of what this could look like, overcoming those barriers of the system not wanting you involved, the woman not wanting you involved, and you're still pushing through past that. Like, I'm going to give my kudos, no tilts and crowns to my fellas, because they doing it.
That's beautiful that you like get to see that, because the numbers be lying. So I'm glad you cleared that.
Yeah, they say the numbers don't lie, but I think the accurate numbers don't lie. Like, if you're looking at current things and you're really able to assess it from this lens of what you see, even in your own scope, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure what that looks like for you, but the people that are around me, this is one of my very close friends, very active dad. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a Girl Scout dad and everything.
I don't stand for nothing else. Like, if you got kids and you don't take care of them, I'm gonna hold you accountable. Like, you can't sit with us.
And that's another thing. I feel like women and men, their families don't hold them accountable, whether it be their mama, their sister, their brother, cousins, aunties. Like, y'all not checking them. Like, why aren't you seeing your child? Why aren't you making more of an effort to be there for them? You know, that's God.
Well, according to the CDC, as of 2024, Black fathers are the most active in America.
I knew what I was feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like,
go.
Love y'all, for real. And long live my daddy, because he did that.
Right.
For real.
Like 70% of Black fathers live with their children. 78% are more likely to eat meals with their children every day, more than any other race. And the lowest race actually is white and Hispanic counterparts. So that narrative of what they're saying as far as Black men or not, you like, for me, like, I stopped being friends with a couple people because they were shitty fathers.
As
like,
you should.
we hold each other, but I stopped being friends with a couple people because they were shitty mothers too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Our friend group, we hold each other accountable. You can't be around here talking about you're this or you that, and you really got this person at home looking for you, towards you, needing you. They didn't ask to be here. You get what I'm saying? So that narrative, I can't rock with that, because all my partners in my friend group.
Shit tomorrow. That's a fire.
I'm gonna send you the thing. I posted it before, and what's funny is this: on the algorithm, they did not show that, but I can show all the goofy stuff. I can show all of the this, and that they will push that. I'll get 100 to 1,000 likes on that thing, but put some real active things on there about some statistics substance, like that of substance. 3-4 likes, 8 likes at the most.
People do not like the positive news. They definitely navigate more towards the negative.
I think it's not marketed to them, though. It all goes down to marketing. You get what I'm saying? Like, all of this stuff is systematic, and it's a systemic thing. You get what I'm saying? That's just, man, and we all fall victim to it, along with a lot of personal traumas that everybody does have that plays into our own interweaving of who we are. You feel what I'm saying? But
Wow, that's big. See, that's a different point of view for me, because growing up, I had a 2-parent household, but that didn't mean anything. So
and I can relate to that too, right? So I have several lenses. My parents were together for 30 years.
Wow.
But then they was married for 20 years. They knew each other for a very long time. Wow. They was married for 20 years. They divorced when I was 16. So I've also been able to see, healthy co-parenting. I also remember being like 12 years old and being in my room and being like, I really wish they would not be together. Like, and so when people be like, "Oh, I'm staying together for my kids and for this," like, I always be like, "You probably shouldn't do that, and you probably should check with their child on like how they feel." I feel like my parents were really good people. They just weren't good together. And so then I was able to experience a healthy co-parenting situation. You know what I'm saying? So I've been a child in it, and then I'm also divorced. So I was married in a relationship for 10 years. I spent my entire 20s married. And then, so now my kids are growing up in a healthy co-parenting situation. Shout out to their daddy, very active father. and I'm able to, you know, navigate through these things and see like what I went through then and how it's kind of shaped me now. But that's kind of why I can speak to it from this well-rounded way, because I've been in all of those situations, you know, at some point in my life.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I just sent you the article too.
Thank you.
Love and receipts. I'm on the other side of that spectrum. I do things the way that I am, and I'm not a perfect dad, but I'm a very present dad because of the lack of things that I had. You know what I'm saying? Like my father left my life personally when I was 9 years old, and then became physically, emotionally, and mentally abusive. You know what I'm saying? My name stopped being Andrew, and it started being bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Every day. You feel what I'm saying? So all of the things, and then, you know, my mom was like, they both was 16 and 18. You know what I'm saying? My mom was 16, my dad was 18. So they was two dumbass kids having kids. You get what I'm saying? So they didn't know what was going on, but at the same time, that was just something that we had to navigate through. So I decided upon myself not to do it and like that no more. So I have to change the narrative.
But it's wild how even with both of those varying experiences, like we still are able to come as level-headed people and approach this situation and with respect for the opposite gender,
inner word,
and be able to, because that's what it's about.
Everybody took some time. Took some time.
All right, y'all. So I know we are approaching 11 years since Mike Brown's death. What's been up?
Long live Mike Brown.
Definitely.
As we said both in our intros, that, you know, there was like a connecting piece to how we got here. And so Mike Brown's organization is called the Michael Brown Senior Chosen for Change organization. And we just had the 5th annual fundraiser for that kicking off to the community. And so, he was awarded for his work.
I know that's right.
And I was actually a presenter, presenting some things, and I've been working alongside the family for a long time. I'm actually the former executive director for the organization, and our focus, which probably shows up a lot in my conversation, has been supporting fathers and families who are processing the unthinkable, which has been losing children. And so we work with kids and families in 12 different states. We've worked with Emmett Till's family, George Floyd's family, Breonna Taylor's family, and a host of others that have been impacted through the movement for Black Lives. So,
that's beautiful.
I've been pretty much boots to the ground, unlike what, you know, what they've been saying. They've been boots to the ground on since day one of the tornado. I took a little time off to take care of some family stuff, but shout out to PT, Larry over there, Newstead and Ashland. They kicking ass every day. You get what I'm saying? Receiving that the award was definitely something I was not I'm still flabbergasted about it. You get what I'm saying? Because I'd be like, dang, I'm here in a room full of a lot of heavy hitters that's really doing the work, and little old me is just there. You get what I'm saying? So I'm serious. Like, y'all be killing it, and I'll be like, damn, like I'm in the room with this. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even about it keeping up. Y'all inspire me. You know what I'm saying? To really keep doing something. Like, how dare I complain about anything when they doing this? You get what I'm saying? So, so that just receiving that it's wild to me. But
congratulations, by the way.
Well, thank you. I'm still it is. Moment for real. I'm still learning how to take compliments. So thank you.
Me too, honestly.
And then, you know, just still selling my books, you know, bbooks.com. So that's BEEBOOKS.com.
Go buy them books.
Please do. And just, you know, being the best father that I can. Like, that's really what it's been. I'm working on some other stuff too, but I can't say too much of that because in my ADD
Top
brain right now.
secrets.
So yeah. That's pretty
well,
much
I can't
it.
wait to see what else you do.
Mm-hmm.
I really love how much y'all work with men and do things in the community for men, because men are honestly so overlooked. Like, it's always programs to help women or the mothers, and I feel like the men are always overlooked. So I think that's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, that's so big, so
it's
needed.
Very true in terms of resources. Like a single woman with children can go somewhere today and get food, clothing, shelter, and everything, and they'll look at the man and say, "He needs to really get a job."
Pull yourself up out of bootstraps. You know,
like
and that's
it's tough.
Get a grip and get it together.
I mean, granted, you know, certain things. How I feel is, you know, because I've been through this same situation that, you know, you just got to get out here and go get it. But at the same time, though, it's okay to receive help, you know, when there's little to no resources. Like the same transitional house that we have now that, you know, I'm the head of. I was staying there 2 years before. You get what I'm saying? Like, so through that whole storm of things, for those things to go full circle, I know what this is like. I know what it's like to go to the centers and they be like, well, we can't help you. And you just got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Sleeping in your car, whatever it may be. And I'm really just wanting to do a thing of, you know, this issue you have help with. You get what I'm saying? And it's not even just a man or a woman thing, just a human thing. You get what I'm saying? There's so many resources that are out there for, you know, women and children. Man, these men be having stories.
Men need help too. And it's really time to re-envision what community looks like. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like what family looks like. There's a lot of campaigns. I remember a couple years ago, a friend of mine was working for Planned Parenthood. I don't know if I could say that or not. I don't care. And they wanted to come and they wanted me to push this campaign called Stand With Black Women. And although those are movements that, of course, I stand with Black women. I'm a Black woman, right? I proposed, can we do a Stand With Black Families campaign?
Word.
Right?
Wow.
Can we do that? You think it happened?
Absolutely.
Hell no. Right?
Absolutely not.
So it's like some of that is the propaganda that is allowed to be pushed, and some of it is like going forward and pushing anyway. But the decision to not be a part of the Stand With Black Women campaign come from behind that thought of like really wanting to see us stand with families again. Stand with community.
Do you think that they fear the power of the Black family?
Do I think it?
I was finna say.
Do we think it? Baby, I've been out here in these social justice streets for a long time. And before me predated us, before we were thought of, this been happening.
Is a pig's foot pork. That's you know, like absolutely. You know what I'm saying? It's been there. Like I said, it's been marketed to us all the way from the beginning of even television. You get what I'm saying? Like one of the shows that I hate right now to this day is Good Times because of how they portrayed that family dynamic where it should have been done a whole lot better, but I don't want to go on no rant about Good. I'm gonna tell you about my rant about Good Times afterwards. But I hate that show because of how they tried the guys,
the Black family.
Come on, man, and they made James the weak guy, like for real. But even though he was the yelling, angry, strong, don't make me, but you like, you know, whatever. But it's a thing now where, like you said, we have to figure out a way to change this family dynamic. We have to market ourselves in a different light. And I ain't talking about respectability politics or anything like that. Just show that we are there with each other. One thing that I do like about this tornado thing, it forced us to be together. One thing that
I call it a beautiful disaster.
Absolutely. The tornado did that. Even this election is going to do that. Like I was looking where David Banner was saying something like, we are in a most opportune time to come together as a unit because we are being forced to deal with each other again. And when's the one of the times that we come together as doing funerals. You get what I'm saying? Or doing, what I mean by that is tragedies. The family, we can't let this be the only time. Well, now we're going to be forced to deal with each other. So with that being said, we have to come together in that aspect.
Yeah, I think it's happening too. I think it's happening.
I hope so. Man, I hope so.
I think that's what was so beautiful about, like you said, beautiful disaster when the tornado did happen. I was like, wow, like the community is really coming together. Like this is what we really needed. Like, but unfortunately, that's what it took.
Certain instances, like you could see the togetherness in, like, on the North and the West. And as far as in the Black communities for certain things, like prime example, and I know this is probably like people are like, what? But hood days, you know what I'm saying? Like you go to a hood day, you ain't seen people you ain't seen all year or a couple years, you know what I'm saying? And they come together for that. Or like we said, funerals, or just anything that's like a major, like, oh, this happened. You get what I'm saying? So it was nothing for us when the tornado hit for us to come together and do that. We was out there 15 minutes afterwards helping. You get what I'm saying?
I think we emptied out some of our little personal little weed money and
I'm
money for
broke
the weekend
because of this shit.
Like that first weekend, and I don't even live in the city. But in 2022 I had a house fire. And me and my girls lost everything. So I know what it's like to wake up and have everything and go to sleep and have nothing.
Damn, and that was 22? I thought that was 21. That time moved fast as hell.
But so when it happened, like we got active like within the first 24 hours. And shout out to my colleagues and my leader Kayla Reed and Ohan Ashe over at For the Culture STL and with Action St. Louis, who really stood up this infrastructure to be able to support the community through this recovery well before the city stood up and still hasn't stood up. We opened up a disaster relief center within the first 3 days of the disaster, actually the next day, but like it was publicized and everything within a few days. It took the city 24 days to open up a disaster recovery center. We stood up infrastructure and invested $500,000 through our organizations to provide $3,000 in cash assistance to folks who have been impacted by the tornado and have a red tag on their home, who've lost everything. And the city still has not been able to manage to figure out how to stand up any infrastructure to provide any cash assistance to these people. So what we are facing really is a really, really, really heartbreaking devastation to North City. The way that it has been handled and responded to by the city is really an atrocity. And for me, it's not even a race war with the new administration. It's a level of competence that lacks. And to have a very new administration while navigating through a disaster has been devastating.
Man, to say the least. You know, there's still people out there like, you know, with no electric, like blackouts happen. I have evidence and footage to show, you know, there's that. People like really like they try to show on the news, we've been doing this, we've been doing that. They were gone after week 1.5, 2? You know what I'm saying? They like it stopped being sexy, and you know the cameras was there. They took all their photo ops. They did this, they did that, just to show we're here. They were not there. They still aren't there. Now there are some councilmen and women that have been boots to the ground, and I appreciate y'all, but the ones that's mainly being seen on the camera, they ain't shit. They ain't worth shit. And they ain't gonna never be shit until they step up and do what they're supposed to do. We are holding you accountable. That's just what that is.
We're talking about an administration that was so new, they didn't know what button to push. That cost people their lives. You know. That's going to cost the city millions and millions of dollars. There's civil lawsuits behind that. Because there's a natural disaster and there is no way for people to know to at least try to take cover. That is huge. Of course, you couldn't stop the tornado. But you definitely could have
pushed that button and you know, like, really, we're sorry that nobody want to hear no error? Sorry.
Really?
Human error. But y'all do with the they were going off the day before. This is a test. This is a test. This is a test. Word.
I don't know. I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I won't get into that.
It was competency because the young lady who was over SEMA, which is the state emergency management program. Then we have a city emergency management agency scheduled a meeting for everyone in the department to take during this disaster that was already, warned in the weather forecast. So instead of leaving someone there or just knowing those certain things to do, it just wasn't there. The competency just wasn't there.
Or it was supposed to be like that because it sounds like Katrina 2.0, because they did all them tests down there, and the hurricanes was like they said a major hurricane is going to hit here, and we need to prepare for this, and we need to prepare for that. And did they? No. They said tornadoes was going to hit here, and you need to prepare for this and prepare for that. Did they prepare? No.
Nope.
In fact, they didn't even push the damn button to say, hey, older people, I know they had the phones or whatever, but a lot of people don't have cell phones, or they didn't pay their bill, or they don't have a lot of stuff. It's
been acknowledged that the human error caused it.
Human error.
Yeah. Just look past that.
We're boots to the ground.
And people are now dead because of it.
Yeah. A neighbor of mine, mama, house fell on her. You get what I'm saying? A guy that we help out every day over there on Newstead and Ashland, the house fell on him. It was on the news. They had to pull him out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we're not even talking about the people. We hear about the fatalities, but there are people that were severely injured. We went to the Board of Aldermen meeting last week, and there was a man who came in a wheelchair. And he stood up, and his foot was cut off during the tornado. Something came through the window and sliced his entire foot off. And think about those types of life-altering impact that
catastrophic
that is left.
Catastrophic.
That
so many people get kicked out of their homes, 11-day notice. I know someone who actually went through that, and I felt so bad for him. Like, he was in tears.
Yeah, a lot of people have lost everything. And still don't know right now today what that recovery is going to look like. And this is not an overnight game. This is not. And people and long live all the people that lost in Katrina, because it's been 20 years since Katrina this month,
and
and they are still recovering from that devastation. There's predatory loans that happened during this time, and people from Katrina still have debts from those loans that they are now pumping into St. Louis City for folks as well. And so like this, it's repeating itself. And it's frustrating because this is not like some phenomenon, right? This is a tornado. And so to have emergency agencies within the state, within the city and the region, and you don't have any plans for a tornado disaster is beyond me. It's beyond me.
I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Yeah, because that's a whole nother episode by itself. For real.
Yeah.
So essentially, I feel like the solution always is unity and love, and we really need to get back to that. How do you guys think that we can have more love, more unity, more togetherness?
As I mentioned before, the first thing is accountability, forgiveness, and the willingness to move forward. Some people like being stuck in that rut. Absolutely. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And when I say forgiveness, though, I'm not saying to forget, right? But I'm saying that, okay, I hurt you. I apologize that my actions take place. And if you find in your heart to forgive me, let's move forward. You hurt me. Let's move. You know what I'm saying? I forgive you. Let's move forward. Without that, we get nowhere.
It's gonna be you hurt me, I hurt you,
and it's always gonna be that bullshit.
For real.
And stop ingesting that bullshit that is out here for us to ingest, man. Like, what we doing, man? Like, why are networks like Zeus still around? And I'm not just saying that just to be on like picking on them, but all of this low vibrational shit. I'm sounding like a hotep right now, but low vibrational bullshit that people are feeding into and thinking that this okay. Now I love bullshit just like everybody else, but you gotta have healthy a balance. Bullshit. Where's the balance of the positivity at? You get what I'm saying? Where is all of that? But You know, we have to hold ourselves accountable and move forward.
I think the parasites are also playing a part in it, but that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother day too.
Yeah. So how do we get back to more love, more peace, more unity, kumbaya, all the things? I would say I'm a person of principle. And so like going back to earlier in the conversation where we were talking about like traditions and like rituals and like things that we kind of hold ourselves to as a standard and like getting back into our principles.
Word.
And like when you think about Kwanzaa, for instance, it's something that we it's easy for us to like pick up and put on the shelf and put it back until the next time that year. But those principles really govern and guide us as people. And so when you look at Ujima, which is the cooperative economics collective work, right, and getting back and really owning that and that becoming a part of who we are as a people, I think it'll be easier for us to maneuver through collective work into collective liberation. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming on the show. It was such an honor. This ain't no ordinary podcast. We'll see you on the next episode.